Shalom royalty, it's Ellie here. And okay, so I did touch on this topic in my New Year's video, the true New Year's video, but I totally forgot about it until recently. So Chinese New Year is coming up, and that was kind of what I was touching on. I was more so talking about the New Year as far as like the traditional zodiac, not specifically the Chinese zodiac restarting. So what I mean is Pisces ending the year and then Aries starting the new year, winter ending and spring starting, taking it back to God creation biblical terms instead of having it specifically zodiac planet signs. The Chinese zodiac is also in a shift, but that'll happen before the astrological or season New Year, okay? Chinese zodiac restarts February 12th. Today is February 8th, and I'm going to release this video probably tomorrow on the 9th. I might do it today, I'm not sure, but I have to let you guys know because it's a lot of stuff going on. So let me tell y'all what happened in 2020. If you know the story, the origin of the Chinese zodiac and how each animal got its year or its position, you'll know that the rat actually did not get first place. The rat was on the backside of the ox. I'm actually born in the year of the ox, so that's why it's kind of a big deal for me. And so the rat was not running the entire race. He was on the back of the ox the whole time. And then when they got to the finish line, the rat crossed. And a lot of people consider that cheating. The rat was cool with it though. Like here's the thing about us. And I know, like, you know, I'm a Capricorn and an ox, so I have a lot of that, like, that bull energy. It's not something that we let ourselves be controlled by. Your zodiac signs, whether it's Chinese or traditional zodiac, is just the characteristics you're born with, and you're welcome to change or adapt any of them according to how you want to be as a person. And so with that being said, like, a lot of us are cool with being in second place. It wasn't a big deal. Like, we knew we did all the work. Like, this is how I am in business. This is how I am with family. Like, we don't mind being in second place, even when we know we did all the work. But there are some times where we're like, yeah, okay, no, we're not going to allow this to happen. But the story of the ox specifically, and I did not know this before. I just learned this today. The story of the ox specifically, he was like somewhat of a demigod. And so he was traveling. This is the mythology behind the ox story, okay? He was traveling between Earth. He basically lived in the fourth dimension of realm of living. He was traveling between Earth and the kingdom in heaven, like the heavenly palace with the Jade Emperor. He would travel back and forth to deliver messages for the people and give them back to the Jade Emperor. And so the ox made a mistake, and it was like detrimental to the people. So the king, the emperor, banished him to Earth only, and he could no longer get to heaven again without, you know, no, I don't think he was allowed back into heaven. I think until after the race, but the whole purpose of him being on Earth was to help the farmers, help with agriculture. And so with the ox diligence and his whole attitude, how he is as an individual, he was doing his job. You know, he was like, okay, you know, this is my punishment. I'm going to do it well. And so the Jade Emperor was like, okay, cool. I respect that. If you can make it, here's an invitation to the race. All the animals are in the race. If you make it in the top 12, I forgot what his prize was, but I think he got to go back to heaven, or he would be honored by having he was honored by having his own zodiac year. And so, of course, the ox would have won first place, but the rat did what it did. And the thing is, all the ox wanted to do was get in the top 12. The ox didn't have to win. But the thing is, the ox was his eternal punishment was to help the individuals on Earth with agriculture. So he's plowing, he's tendering the land, like constantly working diligently. So that's why he was already prepared for the race. He didn't even sleep the day before. So he's doing all this work for people anyway. He's like, I just want, you know, to be not necessarily glorified, but like, I used to have such a high position and I fell down so hard. I would love to, you know, basically fulfill myself again, even though like everybody's appreciating my diligent work. I know where I was before. So for me to have this type of, I guess, recognition, you could say, it would basically bring back my honor, that type of thing. That's how a lot of Asian culture works. And so he would have gotten first place, but he got second place because the rat did what it did. Now, 2020, let's go back to 2019. Y'all remember 2019? The economy was doing good. People were starting businesses. People were making a bunch of money. Like, everything was really, really good in 2019. That was the year of the pig. The pig represents wealth. And I'm going to make another video talking about the Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson situation, because this will help a lot of people get clarity on what the heck is going on, because it's some crazy stuff going on with that. But it was the year of the pig, which means prosperity, wealth, abundance, all that. Now the year of the rat came in, which is a reset. So we end the 12-year cycle with the pig, and then we restart it with the rat. Since the rat finessed the system, that's what 2020 did. It rocked everybody's boat, and it just knocked everybody off balance. So now, February 12th coming, it's now that new reset time. And, for my believers and for my Christ followers, like I said, this is not something that we as individuals are controlled by. Even people who practice Zodiac studies and astrology very heavily, we all understand that this is not something that controls you. This is just the energies. Okay, so the majority of people are usually affected by these things. And if you're conscious of that knowledge, then okay, I'm not going to be controlled by it, but I am going to be aware of it, if that makes sense. Okay, so now it's the year of the ox. And ox, it's just amazing that I was born a Capricorn and an ox, because they share a lot of the same characteristics. So if you are aware of the December 21st, 2020 Jupiter. Yo, that's dope. That should be a song. Jupiter. Somebody make a song about the conjunction. But anyway, the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction on December 21st, 2020. If you're aware of that, that is where Saturn, my planet sign, Capricorn sign, conjuncted with Jupiter, the Sagittarius ruling planet. And that was the day of the day before the winter solstice, the day before my birthday, which is the ending day for Sagittarius, ending day for Jupiter, beginning day for Saturn, beginning day for Capricorn. So it conjuncted on that day. Why is that significant? Ox has a lot of the same characteristics as Capricorn. So that Saturn energy, while y'all hate Saturn so much, and it's like, that's such a 3D, controlling aspect planet. Like, see, the thing is, with Jupiter, it just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding. People don't know what to do with themselves. So Saturn comes in and is like, okay, let's provide some structure without being so controlling. And that's pretty much the energy that Ox is going to be bringing into 2021. And it's just really cool. Like, it just clicked to me. I was like, when is what year is it? Like, I knew it was the year of the ox, but I totally forgot. Like, everything is just coming together. And so yeah, but anyway, reason I'm even making a big deal about this is because it's going to be another large shift. If y'all recognize, the whole coronavirus thing got really, really big after people had their Lunar New Year celebrations in China. They just allowed for everybody to gather up at the Super Bowl, okay? So don't think that they're not going to allow people to go to China and then go back to wherever they live at. People from China travel everywhere. And so they're going to try to use that as an excuse. I'm not racist. I'm not going to be like, oh, the China virus. I'm not going to say that. Of course, it originated in China, but there's other viruses that originated in Europe. We don't call it the Europeanese disease and all that type of stuff. We ain't doing that over here. So, but let it be known that they will try to use this as a reason to try to lock down again or push for the vaccines or anything like that. They are already saying that the variants are inevitable and people are going to catch this disease and all this stuff. Don't believe any of it. Just know that this is what's going on, okay? Lunar New Year is coming up. The Chinese celebration is coming up. People are going to travel from China back to wherever they live at. This is exactly how the virus spread last year. Then they did lockdown in March. Very soon after that, I think it was March 12th or sometime in March. And so just be prepared, y'all. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, royalty.